A civil polar night is a type of polar night where the sun does not rise above the horizon for more than 24 hours, but instead, there are still glimpses of twilight on the horizon at midday, even if the sun's disk remains hidden. This period of twilight light occurs in polar regions during winter due to the Earth's tilted axis, and while not total darkness, it signifies a significant absence of daylight. What is civil polar night? It's a phase of the polar night where there's still some indirect light available for part of the day. The sun remains below the horizon, but it doesn't get low enough to create complete darkness. This contrasts with the true or total polar night, where the sun is too far below the horizon for any light to be visible at all. Where does it occur? Civil polar nights, like other types of polar night, happen in winter at latitudes north of the Arctic Circle and south of the Antarctic Circle. Locations like Svalbard in Norway experience a civil polar night from mid-November to late January, where the sun is visible for only a short period, and there are still twilight hours during the day. Why does it happen? It's caused by the Earth's axis being tilted relative to the sun. During the winter months in polar regions, the Earth's tilt causes these areas to face away from the sun, preventing its rays from reaching them for extended periods. In the case of a civil polar night, the sun is not quite far enough below the horizon to cause true darkness but is still below the horizon for 24 hours. Civil polar nights form in Earth's polar regions due to the axial tilt of the Earth, which causes the sun to be between 0 and 6 degrees below the horizon during polar twilight. This condition, occurring at latitudes above 72 degrees 34 minutes, allows light to scatter and refract in the upper atmosphere, providing some visibility. As a result, the sun is never fully visible but provides enough light for some outdoor activities, distinguishing it from the total darkness of a true polar night. What causes polar nights? Axial tilt. The primary cause is the Earth's axis, which is tilted at about 23.5 degrees relative to its orbital plane. Revolution around the sun. As the Earth revolves around the sun, this tilt causes some areas to be either fully exposed or obscured from the sun's rays. How does the tilt create a civil polar night? Winter solstice. During the winter months, the polar regions tilt away from the sun, leading to prolonged periods without direct sunlight. Below the horizon. In a civil polar night, the sun remains below the horizon but is not too far down, specifically between 0 and 6 degrees. Atmospheric scattering and refraction. Even though the sun is not visible, its light rays still reach the upper atmosphere. There, they are scattered by gases and particles, and refracted by the atmosphere. Faint midday light. This atmospheric phenomenon creates enough light during the middle of the day to be classified as civil twilight, a period of faint but noticeable light. Characteristics of a civil polar night. Limited light. It is not completely dark, instead, it's like an early evening with visible light. Not a true polar night. Unlike a true polar night, where the sun is 6 degrees or more below the horizon, a civil polar night offers some light. Location dependent. Civil polar nights occur in locations that are 6 degrees inside the polar circle, and at latitudes above 72 degrees 34 minutes.